What's up, everybody? Welcome to another passive income Redbubble video. Today we're going to be talking about completely free ways to increase traffic to your Redbubble store. Now, when we're talking about traffic, we all know that traffic is the most important aspect to having a Redbubble store succeed. I'll explain what I mean. If you have one design, just one design on your Redbubble store, but you get 1 million visitors to your Redbubble store a year, you're going to make much more money than somebody who gets 0 visitors but has 1 million designs. Does that make sense? And just to be clear, the value here is not traffic over designs, but it's both. You want to have good quality for both. But one of the main aspects to success of Redbubble, other than having really good designs, is having plenty of traffic. The more traffic you get to your store, the more money you're going to make, because there's a potential of an increase in sales, right? So you have a better chance to sell, for example, a t-shirt if you have 1 million visitors to your store as opposed to 100 visitors. Hopefully that's clear for everybody. So let's go ahead and continue. The first way is kind of obvious, but creating more designs. The more designs you create, guys, the bigger chance you're giving yourself to get more traffic. I'll explain in kind of the two main ways, okay? The two main ways, there's a third one. We'll talk about that also, but let's talk about the two main ways for free. Guys, when you create a design, what's going to happen is Google is going to find where you rank for that specific keyword. Now, that's not always the case. I've had, videos where I talk about SEO, and I'll talk about them in the future. Sometimes Google doesn't want to index certain designs and titles and things like that. But in general, if you were to create more designs, you're increasing your chance for Google to specifically rank and crawl and index those keywords or that title of keyword for the product that you're selling. And if you're going to get ranked on Google and you're in spot number 1 and there happens to be a search volume for that keyword, by default, you're going to be increasing your traffic, right? People are going to click on it, they're going to find you, they're going to find your product, etc. Now, creating more designs does that, okay? So I want to be clear about that. The second way is when you create more designs is the Redbubble search engine, which is different than the Google search engine, will provide you some results. So depending on the tags that you've entered inside your Redbubble listing, when people type in certain keywords, your designs could potentially pop up. Now remember, for all these different free tactics, these different guides, guys, there's no guarantee. Obviously, there's an algorithm involved, there's competitors involved, there's conversion rates. At the end of the day, we're dealing with humans on the other side of that computer screen. We could put up as many designs as we want, but if people don't want to buy our designs, there's simply nothing we could do about it other than trying to improve. So when I say things like it will increase your traffic, realize that you got to take that with a grain of salt. There's no guarantees with this game. You can only essentially try your hand at it, right, and see how successful you are. Now, with that being said, there's a third way that creating more designs will essentially increase your traffic, or potentially, like I said, increase your traffic, and that's by Google advertising. When Redbubble sees that you've created a specific design for a certain product, Redbubble is going to take it on their behalf to pay for advertising for you. They're going to pay for retargeting ads, and they're going to pay for cold traffic ads. Those type of ads get you more traffic. So essentially, you're boosting your traffic by creating more designs, and more designs are giving you a better chance to get more sales. It just doesn't get better than that. So as you guys know, I always say, create more designs. Now, here's an example of this, and I don't even know why I'm not in slideshow mode, but here's an example of this, of GT2 RS Nordschleife phone case. You can see here, this is the specific phone case that I'm talking about. This is an example of a Google ad, okay? And the product is $25.03, okay? If we click on it, here on Redbubble, you can see this is the exact product. This is the design. And you can see here the tags of the product. These tags will kind of help you show up within Redbubble search. Now, something to be aware of when we talk about Redbubble's search algorithm, guys, is that the search algorithm inside Redbubble is mainly going to be focused on, at least in my opinion, with my personal experience and the sales that I've received, is through tagging. The better you get at tagging, the more money you can make, because you're actually going to learn where you can rank. Now, you want to be aware that tagging there's a lot of aspects to tagging that goes into Redbubble. And Redbubble, the way I look at it, is like a micro version of Google in a way, right? Google is a search engine, so is Redbubble. You have to realize that there's a lot of listings that probably come before you, especially if you're posting now in 2022, 2021, when you're posting listings on Redbubble for, and designs for sale. And what I mean by that is, for example, if we look at the tag here, vehicle, right? If we search vehicle on Redbubble, there's probably going to be thousands and thousands of designs there before we get to create our design. So you want to logically think, what are the best tags that are going to most likely work for you as a seller? Now, one of the things that help you get ranked within the Redbubble algorithm is, the age of your listing. If you were one of the first people to create a listings on that specific platform, there's a better chance, right, probability speaking, there's a bigger probability that you're going to rank on page 1 as opposed to like page 10 if you were one of the first people to do it. Now, there's no guarantee, obviously, because there's other aspects to the algorithm other than just one aspect, which is the aging process of it. But with that being said, it's kind of fair to say that if you catch a trend early, and when I say a trend, I just mean a topic with a certain search volume, if you catch that aspect early and you post designs early, it's more likely to say that you're going to get more traffic than somebody who maybe a year down the line decides to post in that kind of arena. Now, speaking of tags and SEO and things like that, I've created a Redbubble course on SEO and specifically the tagging in the Redbubble sphere with also Google SEO. And it's actually like kind of a 2-in-1 course here. And we're always adding content to the course. So if you feel like you want to check it out and you feel like it will help you, I definitely recommend you guys go ahead and check it out. It's all about Redbubble, getting your products ranked, and you guys know that's kind of like my forte as opposed to getting traffic through other methods with Redbubble. So one of the best ways that I generate traffic through my Redbubble listings is specifically through organic traffic and direct traffic. And the direct traffic, one of the aspects that comes from direct traffic is the retargeting ads. And I get the traffic from Google when people search for certain keywords and things like that. And so I kind of hashed those kind of topics out here in this course. You guys could see here there is a curriculum for that. And of course, if you join now as an early adopter, you are going to get in on a cheaper price than what I'm going to add in the future, because as I am adding content, the value of the course goes up, and it wouldn't be fair for the people who paid for it early to pay the same price for the people who are going to pay later down the line. And of course, whenever you pay, you get membership access, so you don't have to pay monthly or anything like that. You just pay once, and you get access to a membership page where all the content will be there, and whenever I add content, that's kind of where it exists. So if you're interested in this, I'll leave the link in the description box down below. Right now, it's about 50% off for all the early adopters and all the people who sign up early. So once again, I'll leave a link in the description if you want to grab the course, if you feel like tagging and all that kind of stuff is important to you. But I recommend you watch the video, look at the course curriculum before you decide to join the course. All right, let's go ahead and continue and talk about other ways to get more traffic. So another method is Pinterest. Okay, Pinterest is one of those methods that, I'll be honest, I haven't went too deep into. I haven't dove too deep into it. Here's an example of kind of how it looks. When you're on Pinterest, you create these pins, and they have impressions. They have outbound clicks, and you could see here, like, for example, this one has 30 impressions on this post that I found, and it has 1 outbound link click. So somebody kind of put their on Google their little stats here. So you can kind of see how it works. Now, I can't show you guys mine because I don't have an account that I actually been working on or focused on, because I'll be honest, Pinterest is not one of the areas that I have dove too deep into. I know some people who do watch the YouTube, they voiced it to me that they actually do Pinterest, and it has worked for them. So it's not like I'm saying this method doesn't work. It absolutely does work. You're just like anything else. You're going to have to work at it consistently, and you're going to have to give it all you got to get as much out of it as possible. With Pinterest, this image kind of showcases it. You have your image that you can drag and drop, your title, your alt text. So the alt text is for Google, and your destination link. Obviously, the destination link is one of the most important aspects, along with the image, because when people see your image, they want to click on the actual image so they get taken to the Redbubble shop. That's essentially how it works. In any kind of business with any social media, what we're doing is we're presenting the product and we're adding a place where we can add a link. So it could be a link in bio, in this case, a destination link, a product tag link on Instagram, anything like that, where the user can click on the link and be taken right to the product. And guys, once again, this method does work, but you're not going to get, you're not going to succeed off 42 impressions or 30 impressions. You're going to need hundreds of impressions. You're going to need thousands of impressions. You're going to need hundreds of clicks to get a lot of sales so it can really move the needle, all right? And that's with, just like I said, anything else, and that's going to take effort and it's going to take work. Another one of the examples is organic Instagram growth. Now, I'm not referring to Instagram bots because Instagram bots do cost money, and we're talking about free ways today. So when we talk about organic Instagram growth, we're talking about literally just posting organically, and that's it. We're not talking about using ads. We're not talking about paying for influencer marketing. We're not talking about any of those extra ways to boost your Instagram, all right? Utilizing hashtags is an example of a different way you can get traffic within Instagram. And developing an audience over time is going to be required. Most people will give up with these methods. I'm just going to keep it real, whether it be Instagram, whether it be Pinterest, because it's not instantaneous. It's not, get rich quick. But I always say this: if you want results that nobody has, you have to be willing to do work that nobody else does. You got to ask yourself, every single time you post that photo on Instagram, every time you post that photo on Pinterest, every time you write a blog post about whatever you're trying to do, every time you're going out of your way to create more designs, you got to ask yourself, who else is doing this right now? And if there's less people doing it, you're going to get a higher chance to succeed. And, the realistic thing is that in a course of a year, it's going to be hard to get your first 1,000 followers. You'll be lucky if you get past 1,000 followers. When we're talking about organic growth, not using an Instagram bot. With an Instagram bot, you can get that in less than a month, okay? But I'm talking about with a completely organic account, within 1 year, you're going to be lucky, like I said, if you get your first 1,000 followers. But if you stick to it, you can get the results that you want. Now, remember that when you're using Instagram, when you're using Pinterest, when you're using all these different methods, what you're really doing is you're just trading your time for the potential of money. You're not really gaining money, even when you use a bot, even when you pay for ads, even, right? You're trading your time, your effort, and sometimes money for the potential of more money. There's no guarantee. So if I sit there and I create an Instagram account and I work on it all day, there's no guarantee that somebody's actually going to buy a product from me. All I'm really doing is I'm increasing my chance to get traffic. You have to be aware of that. And that's an important distinction, because the people who have this get-rich-quick mindset, what they're really going to do is they're going to try something for a day. They're going to try something for a week, maybe even a month, and that's a long time for a get-rich-quick guy. But even for a month, and then they're going to give up because they don't see this instantaneous gratification that we're used to in the society today. But like I said, if you really think about the group of people who are successful, guys, you're looking at the top 1% of life, maybe even the top 5% or even 10%, right? The top 10% of life, they don't give up. They got to keep going. And guys, I'm not preaching to the choir here. I'm doing I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I'm doing work in the trenches just like you guys. In fact, I've said this, but this year, 2022, 10 new Redbbuble accounts, and all of them are going to probably have over at least 1,800 designs on them. Or hopefully, I'm going to try to set up my limits to where I do 60 designs per day across all accounts. So I'm really going to try to get there, and I'm really going to try to have no days off. And you guys know I'm going to be documenting the whole process for you guys to see. So I'm here with you in the trenches. I'm not one of those people who had an early mover advantage. I didn't start in 2017 doing Redbbuble. I was doing other things. I didn't start, Merch by Amazon and all these kind of things in 2015 or something like that. I'm literally in the same boat as you guys. So I'm just, working by your side. So another free method, YouTube, guys. YouTube is one of those other methods. If you're going to ask me what's the best method, There is no best method. It depends on you and your capabilities and your abilities. Are you better at video making than you are at creating images? Are you better at creating images than creating video? Regardless, it doesn't matter. YouTube is another way to sell your products. A good example of this is you could create montage videos. For example, on Redbubble, let's say you sell landscapes, like photos of landscapes, like oceans and mountains and, all these trees and all these things. You can create YouTube videos and hopefully they'll get views, and then those views you can drive into traffic to sell your Redbubble products, right? And like I said, there's no guarantees. It's not like you're just going to wake up a millionaire. You're going to have to build day by day by day by day by day. The people who go viral the first video they upload, it's just, I don't want to say luck, but it kind of is luck, right? Like, unless you're very calculated with what you do, most likely it's going to be luck, and it's going to be hard to replicate. And so that's why I say you're going to have discipline over anything else, because discipline is going to get you out of bed and force you to work when you don't want to, okay? Now, the biggest takeaway from all these methods, and I've said this already, but I'll say it again, is that there's a chance there's no guarantee of getting sales, okay? Basically, put it that way. There's no guarantee. And when you're doing these methods, you can only hope to be successful, but more importantly, you can increase your probability of success by practicing day by day by day by day and learning how to get better. Realize that if you're switching different methods, like let's say every 2 months, you're really shooting yourself in the foot. You want to stick to one thing for as long as humanly possible. For me, you guys know, I've already exposed this, but for 2022, like I said, 10 new stores, creating a bunch of designs on these stores every single day without giving up, without giving in, without folding, without bending, without breaking. It's going to be tough, but it's something that I'm committing to. It's something that I'm going to say, all right, I'm going to do it. So for me, posting designs is going to be my overall main traffic source. That's going to be my focus. Now, if I happen to see other paid ways to do that, other paid ways to improve my traffic, I will. As you guys know, I already do paid traffic methods. For example, the Instagram bots. That's technically a paid method, right? Because I'm using an Instagram bot, I have to pay for the bot, then I use it. Now, is it more affordable than other methods? Absolutely. But it doesn't guarantee me success. It just gives me an opportunity to be successful. So for me, if I see these paid tools, I'm going to hop on them. That's just me. I know that not everybody will, but that's just my opinion, my approach, and what I'm going to do. Now, with that being said, so my main two focuses of generating traffic for my stores, guys, on Redbubble is I'm going to focus on creating as many designs as possible, and then I'm going to do the paid sources, whether it be Instagram, whether it be, if something comes out for Pinterest, I'll try that, or maybe I have to do the research on it. Maybe it's already out there and I don't know about it yet. I have to do my research, basically, guys. But anything that's paid, I'm all up for it. I'm all for it. I'm highly motivated in that arena because I have seen a lot of success in that arena. But yeah, those are going to be my two main ways to drive more traffic to my stores. And since I have limited time, it's going to be hard to divert all the attention into all my various different stores, and that's why I don't plan on doing organic marketing for all of them, meaning the only kind of efforts that I'm going to have into my stores is, like I said, the designs and the paid methods. Other than that, you're not going to see me posting on Pinterest unless I'm using some sort of tool or software or bot that's going to make my life easier. You're not going to see me creating YouTube videos about my Redbubble merch so I can get sales unless there's some sort of, like I said, some sort of software that can automate the process and make it easier for me. You're not going to see me go on Instagram and post without using a bot. Like, if I'm not using a bot, I'm not doing it, period, because I know that the time that it's going to take to invest to get something realistic in terms of results is going to be hard. So that's kind of what I'm personally doing. But just because I'm doing that doesn't mean you guys have to do it too. Maybe you love Pinterest. Maybe you love YouTube. Maybe you love Instagram organic without using the bot. It's up to you what you want to do. Just realize that if you want results, you're going to have to stick to it. And I said that before, but I'm going to say it again. The number one thing for this Redbubble game, guys, it's longevity and consistency without giving up. And essentially, if you really downsize that definition, it comes down to one word, and that's discipline. Longevity, consistency. That's discipline, right? You just got to keep going without giving up. So that's all I got to say. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. All right? Peace out. Bye.